We'll get started. And everybody. Okay, how we doing? Tell me some good news.
I got a referral yesterday. Well, I got an introduction from a past client.
An introduction. You know, I'm glad you said that. Was that on Bold yesterday? Or did I hear that somewhere else?
Wait, who said it?
Oh, yeah. Aubrey said it yesterday.
Aubrey said it.
We don't, referral is like this internal term.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Referral sounds like, it doesn't sound as nice as introduction.
Right.
Right. Hey, Andrew, if you have your roommate who's looking to buy, would you mind making an introduction for me? Not, hey, can you send me that referral? All right, go ahead. Sorry. Keep going, Kathy.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was very, very nice. The past client is my sister's boss. So he's referred me now to 2 people, and one of those people has referred me to 2 other people. So,
isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Awesome. Are they ready to get started right away?
I'm previewing Friday, and they'll be in town next Thursday. So awesome. Okay, before we go too far, and I forget to mention this, we have a special guest coming in Friday at 11. I will be out Friday. I don't want to put you on the spot, Kathy, but if you are interested in leading a little huddle in the morning, you'd be more than welcome to, or if anyone wants to do that. But at 11 o'clock, from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock on Friday, we have Robin Lemon, who is going to do a presentation for us. She was a longtime exclusive buyer agent, and the 2 of us were talking yesterday, and we've been going through Bold and Ignite and Me and all that. We focus a lot on sellers, right? And we all know that sellers are the best leverage piece for our business, growing our business, right? We can service more sellers at once as opposed to buyers. I can go out of town for a week and have all my listings go under contract, but if I have a bunch of buyers and I go out of town for a week, nothing's happening until I get back. Unless I'm willing to pay somebody to do some of the work, and then I have to pay somebody to do some of the work, right? However, what I've found is the vast majority of people, at least on the front end, tend to work with buyers first. And so I wanted to bring Robin in. Robin is one of our top agents. She certainly works with buyers and sellers now, but she has a unique perspective on working with buyers. And what she's going to do is share some tips and strategies that she used to grow her buyer business and her business in general over the years. She is a longtime Agent Leadership Council member. She's been at our office for about 8 or 9 years. Her and her husband run a team in our office, have the big corner office, and she is just a phenomenal leader. So she's going to come in and give a bit of a presentation from 11 to 12 on Friday, same link and everything. We will record it, and there'll be some Q&A at the end. So please make sure that's a part of your day, okay? Okay, who else has some good news? All right. Anyone have any bad news? Yeah.
Okay.
So my listing that has gone under contract twice and terminated because they couldn't have bees and chickens, and then terminated because the second buyer was getting furloughed. Remember that story?
Yeah.
We got an offer on it. We were negotiating it. It was contingent upon the sale of their home. And then the buyers of their buyers, the buyers terminated their contract. So,
jeez. All right. The home is available again, guys. Home is available again.
Back on the market at no fault of the seller.
That's right.
We did have, well, it never went, well, we did have 2 showings on it yesterday. So good showing. So maybe something will come of that. Awesome. Okay, who watched Bold yesterday? There's some really good thoughts that I wanted to share with you. Who was on the Bold call?
I was for a little while, but then had to
I,
go show.
I was not. I was working on something with like a contract, so I
Okay.
didn't.
For those of you that are enrolled in Bold, I want you to carve out some time to watch those videos. Go back and watch those videos. You made a commitment to participate and to complete and graduate from Bold. Not only a verbal commitment, but a financial commitment. So don't lose that. Don't lose that momentum. Okay. One of the things that they talked about was when you are one of the things that Jan, this is actually good for you to hear as well. One of the things that they talked about in Bold, and I've actually struggled with a little bit lately, is getting people to attend the appointment that we set, right? And I've noticed it more virtually than in person, is that agents or really anybody, they just seem to be less serious about it if it's virtual rather than if it's in person, right? Now they don't have to go anywhere. They may not have to get dressed up and these kind of things. And so they treat it a little bit more casually. That's been my experience, right? So, because I'm doing a lot of reaching out to people outside of Keller Williams, as you guys know, to talk to them about productivity coaching and talk to them about their business and these kind of things. And let's just say they're a smaller number of people that I would expect are not showing for appointments, right? So here's a great line that you guys can use in your own business to let them know kind of the gravity of what a commitment for an appointment looks like or sounds like. Okay, I'm going to save this spot for you, right? So you get that. Okay, we're going to do 11 o'clock on Tuesday. Okay, so great. I'm going to save this spot for you, which means that if anyone else wants to meet with me at this time, I'm going to turn them away. So with that in mind, can you think of anything that will prevent you from keeping this commitment Tuesday at 11? Right? It's a serious meeting. In all honesty, it kind of pisses me off when somebody misses a meeting. I don't even schedule lunch. I'm so packed throughout the day that if you schedule a meeting and you don't show, it's like, damn, man, come on. I could have filled that 10 times, right? That's annoying. So first of all, don't do that to anybody. And secondly, it's going to annoy you too if you don't have a system around making sure that those commitments are kept. You guys want to hear that again? I'm going to save this spot for you, which means that if anyone else wants to meet with me at this time, I'm going to turn them away. Okay, number one, that insinuates that you have a lot of people that want your time, which is subconsciously letting them know that you're good at what you do, right? And with that in mind, can you think of anything that will prevent you from keeping this commitment? This is a commitment, right? At 4 o'clock tomorrow. Make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, yesterday's Bold was one of the best there's been. Okay. The woman, Molly, she's a Bold coach and a mega agent and team owner and whatnot from Asheville, North Carolina. She is like a whiz with scripts, man. She is super impressive. So go back and watch that video, okay? All right. One of the other things that we discussed.
Bill, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
How do we access those? Go to Bold Pivot and the videos under that?
You're a member of the Facebook group, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just go onto the Facebook group, and those videos are usually posted within 2 days.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Who's making noise? Okay. One of the other things that we talked about is this idea of practice. I know that Jenny and Kathy have been great script partners for each other lately. One of the things that I want to encourage you guys to do is to make sure that you are practicing your scripts. Certainly by yourself, but at the very least with somebody else, right? So, and this is the point they made, If you don't practice your scripts with somebody else, then you are going to be practicing your scripts on the client that you just busted your ass to achieve, to earn. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. Practice first. Practice first. Kathy and Jenny, can you just comment real fast on how your confidence and your skill has improved since you started doing this? Kathy, I know you've been in the business a long time and you didn't always do this. So walk us through that transition.
I used to feel that I had to get the listing on the phone, and the scripts show you that all you have to do is follow the scripts, ask the questions, let them talk. And, like it just depends on what you're calling, but it's like an expired script. Sounds like we need to meet, get in there, all you have to do is get the appointment. That's what the script is for. And once I realized that, it freed me up, that it's not about me, it's about them, and getting in their house. That's what I need to do. And then you get the appointment, and then you get the listing. You ask questions, you ask more questions, you ask more questions, then you tie them down to an appointment.
Right. Sounds like we should meet.
Sounds like we should meet.
Which time is better for you, Monday at 1 or Tuesday at 3?
Right.
Sounds like we should meet.
And
Oh, well, blah, 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 blah. Great. Sounds like we should meet. Oh, well, blah, 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 blah. Oh, great. Sounds like we should meet.
Right. So, but Jenny's confidence and what she's in her scripts, and it's just bloomed. It's incredible. Like
you're almost getting emotional about it. I can tell.
Yeah, she's my baby. So yeah. She's my KW.
Thanks, Kathy. Thank you.
Yeah, but like this morning, she said something that was like, we were doing calling around neighborhoods looking for somebody who wants to sell their house. Got a first time home buyer. Hey, I'm looking for a house. You know, blah blah blah. And Jenny said she went off script, but it was so powerful. She said, I'm going to send you this information, and y'all just dream a little, and I'll chat with you tomorrow. And I really nearly fell off my chair, because it was so I said, Jenny, have you heard that before? Or was that just like out of your head? She said, it was out of my head. And I said, oh my gosh, it was very powerful. So I've never seen dream a little in a script, but the way she said it was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna really look at these numbers, and maybe I might want to sell my house. So I put dream a little in my scripts.
I love that. The natural tendency is to go into these appointments and start to rattle off all the reasons why you're great, right? Yeah. And that's actually, they don't really care about that. What they want to hear is somebody that's actually going to listen to what they need, right? And that's kind of, Aubrey alluded to that yesterday during the team meeting. He said something to the effect of, this meeting is about you, right? So I'm not going to do I'm not going to blah, 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 which is like talk about myself a lot and blah, and tell you how I'm the greatest. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to be really, really specific with you, because this is a big deal. And I take this really seriously, and I'm here to serve you, right? That's what they want to hear. Right.
Yeah. Yesterday, can I ask a question, or can I say something that I found?
Yeah.
Yesterday, after I got that big listing, I worked really hard. You and Kathy taught me not to talk about myself, to listen. Don't try to empathize with them. Just listen and not talk. So I did that. Went beautifully. I got the listing. Everything was great. The other agent finally pulled it out of FMLS, and when she did, the agent started calling them. This is my big listing.
Oh yeah.
So the agent started calling them, and I mean trying to win them and woo them left and right. And they told them that they were relisting, but they kept going, and so they were offering their value proposition or whatever, and that raised some eyebrows or interest or concern with my seller. So I had not presented all my designations and things like that. I hadn't talked about myself and my, the things that I had done at all with them. And so he mentioned a Keller Williams agent. He said, I had a Keller Williams agent call that was actually in the luxury division. That's with Luxury Live or something. I had no idea what that was.
Live Luxury.
What is that?
It's a luxury kind of, it's like an offshoot of the KWRI's luxury program that's for the Southeast region. So okay. I would encourage you to call Peggy Connors on that. She's pretty involved with that group, and let her know that you've got this new listing, and see if maybe you can join her at one of the next events and that kind of thing.
Well, and I didn't know if he had told them who I was or my name or that I was with Keller Williams or whatever. But they said, well, I have a luxury designation, and they talked about that, and that obviously impressed him. So when he said that to me, I said, I was with the luxury division for a little while. I just kind of commented on it or whatever. And I said, I can't remember what I said, but oh my gosh, I was so nervous. And all the agents were just, saying all this stuff that he should do. And I said, you know what? I love that idea. That's a great idea. Anytime you hear an idea or, have a suggestion, please call me, text me immediately, and I will implement it.
Love it.
am always trying to think of new things. I was so scared. I was like, he's going to fire me. He's going to fire me.
Well, the good thing is you're assuming that that's not going to change his mind.
I did.
Right?
I did say
you're
that.
Assuming the sale.
Yep.
You're assuming the sale.
I said, be sure to tell them you're relisting.
I had a great conversation with an agent that most likely is going to join yesterday, and we went through this whole process of setting this business plan. And then at the end I said, so let's just assume this works. Okay. And I help you execute on this plan. And we're sitting here 12 months from now, and you've sold 25 homes. I said, if you are where you are, you're going to pay X number of dollars. If you're here, you're going to pay Y number of dollars. So I just have a simple question for you. What are you going to do with the extra $28,000? And she just stopped talking and laughed. Said, so you ready? Right? I mean, like, it was checkmate. Like, there was nothing else to say. And I asked her all the things that she wanted, and we had an answer for all that, right? It's not manipulation, it's just sharing. She wants this, we got this. She wants that, we got that too, right? So assume that you are the person. I love that response, Jenny. Hey, if you hear something that you're interested in or want to learn more about, I'll be more than happy to do that. Designations, I don't want to minimize designations, but all that means is you sat through a class, and paid a few bucks.
I told him that. I said I have several designations, and I don't even think I said I'll share them with you. But I said, so I had a long time ago, I had copied a blurb about each designation. So SRS, CRS, and it was like the top quote about it. So like, I don't know, just bullcrap. I'll send it to you. And so I sent that to him in a text, and I, just so he could see. And then he thought, well, she didn't share that with me in the beginning, but I didn't want to talk about myself or whatever. I just assured him that I could sell it.
I don't see a problem with being vulnerable like that. Say, hey, I could have rattled off all the things that I've done and all the things I've studied and all the things I've learned, but I'm here to talk about you and this property. Yeah,
I did try to do that. I tried to show him that I have designations too. I just don't, that doesn't mean, it means something, but I earned them. And, you had to have certain qualifications and education to earn them. But in the long run, he knows that it doesn't matter what designation I have. I just need to sell his house. He knows that.
But he did bring it up. And so we don't want to say, if he thinks designations are important, then let him hear let that be the case. Okay.
I copied the first paragraph. I copied the first paragraph of each designation, like on their website, like what it says, and copied and pasted that into my notes, so that if I did have somebody say something, I could email it to them, and text it, and I did.
Good, but what I'm saying is don't fight them on whether it's important or not.
Okay, right? I see. Yes.
Turn it right back into how this is going to serve him, or how you're going to serve him. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, we talked a little bit about, before we leave the topic of confidence, Jenny, just from a personal perspective, just in my handful of interactions with you over the last couple of weeks, it's like talking to a totally different person. Do you feel that's the case?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm so excited to see this in you.
Well,
knew
I
it was
thank
there.
you and Kathy and Pam. Pam's been awesome too. She's been helping Kathy and myself with the scripts, and it's like, I can't believe it.
Yeah. So yesterday we talked a little bit about commitment, and we talked about determining one thing that you were going to commit to excelling in or mastering or practicing or learning about. Does anyone want to share kind of their thoughts on that, or if they have identified something that they want to they'd like some support and accountability around?
I will.
Okay.
I'm committing myself to growing my database. Today is Wednesday. I'm going to commit myself to at least adding 10 people to my database every single day. When I get off this call, I have an hour before another call. I can make those calls. So I'm going to commit myself between Wednesday and Friday. I need 10 people. Like,
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. I love that. Now, we talked a little bit about privately just kind of cleaning it up and editing it and improving it on the front end, but don't forget you got to feed it too. Okay. Now, once you set a goal, especially if you've already gone through the economic model with me, then that should be your goal on the reporting as well. And then every week when you go in and you put in your actuals, it is a moment of truth. Did I stay on track? I said I was going to add 50 people to my database this week. I added 12. What went wrong? Right? Bill, I only added 12, or I'll see it and I'll say, hey, Ebony, you only added 12. Say, what was the biggest thing that got in the way? Right? Or we'll say, well, it sounds like weekly accountability for the moment is not enough. Do you want to send me how many you add each day? Right? Because if you send me on Tuesday, hey, I added 1, and Wednesday I added 3, I say, whoa, 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 we can't wait till Sunday to fix you. Got to fix you right now. Make sense? So if you see yourself slipping, raise your hand. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's not wait till Sunday or Monday. Cool?
I like what Andy said. I think you said it too, Bill, about gamifying things, like making it a competition against yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so competitive that kind of changed my mindset. So one of the things I told myself is I'm going to write down 3 things each day, and I have to get those done. And that sounds like silly, but I usually write down 10 or 15 things and get none of them done. And so being competitive,
there's no priority.
That's right. And so I said, each day I'm going to write down 3 things, and I have to get those done. I have to. Like, there's no.
It kind of reminds me, I saw this meme a long time ago that was like it was obviously written by a parent, and it said, so it was like a piece of paper, and it said, number 1, it was like chores for them to do for the day, right? Number 1, empty the dishwasher. Number 2, take out the trash. Number 3, put away your toys. And when you do all those things, then I'll give you the Wi-Fi password for the day. Right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yes.
But you're not getting it until you get stuff done. Right. These are the
my
priorities
God.
you have to knock out today. And when you knock those out, then you'll get something that you desire. I just think that's a fantastic lesson to teach somebody that you care about, which is, hey, you got to identify. Life is about doing things, right? Getting active, go out and accomplishing things, right? So when you identify what the priority is, or when somebody else tells you what the priority is, when it's accomplished, you get what you want, which is the Wi-Fi password. Has anyone ever seen that?
I've seen where people, accountability people get each other's Facebook and Instagram passwords and change them for each other and don't give them the
That's
password.
pretty cool. I've not heard about that one.
But I like that for children, especially. That's great about the Wi-Fi password. Yeah.
Well, that just that just made me think, like, I have a mesh network and I wouldn't want to be changing my password all the time. But when you have the mesh network, you can create guest accounts and multiple accounts because it's your own Wi-Fi. So that's making me think I want to create a different account on my Wi-Fi just for the kids, so I don't have to change all my devices and stuff all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not supposed to penalize you. It's supposed to penalize them.
Right. Right.
Yes.
So, you know, if you're not using, I don't know how you do that as much if you didn't have that kind of setup, but I ended up going with a mesh Wi-Fi unit so I would have equal coverage through my house because I live in an apartment and I'm in the basement and I have thick walls. So I needed to have that connection throughout. So I have like the four Wi-Fi hubs. So it has the ability, because it's a Google mesh. And so I can always see, like on my device, I can turn their devices on and off from the Wi-Fi. And so I'm able to control it that way. But I kind of like that giving them the password thing. And if they know that they have their own Wi-Fi hub, I think that could be really good.
Or they, like you said, mesh network. I'm like, I don't even know the difference between a router and a what's the other one called?
So basically,
my point is like, maybe just collect their phone at night. Hey, before bedtime, you're handing me the phone.
Yeah.
If you want
That's an aggressive approach. That's an aggressive
Right.
approach. The password's passive. I like that. Cause like,
forget about the password if it's too complicated.
We do
Like,
take take devices and stuff, but at the same time, because we're a split household, we have the agreement they have to be able to contact the other parent at all times.
Okay.
So they need
behavioral flexibility.
So I need that Wi-Fi versus phone.
Gotcha. All right. One more thing I want to talk a little bit about is this idea of what is holding you back. What is holding you back from achieving what you want to achieve? Is it something? Is it somebody? Is it confidence? Is it too much negativity around you? Talk to me about that. Was that you, Brian, that said that?
Yeah, that's me. It's just being so new. I mean, it's kind of my second day, I guess. So it's just practicing the scripts and getting into all the systems and making sure that I'm not really screwing the pooch when I actually go through and.
Right. You got, just understand, you guys, I know our natural tendency is to like hop in and want everything to work perfectly and for clients to start rolling in and for everything to like just be phenomenal. What it really looks like is you're building a big building, one brick at a time, starting with the foundation. And everything that you do and say and study and watch is going to help you become a better real estate professional, right? What I encourage you to do is, I was mentioning this to Ebony earlier today. I think that there is probably two things that separate the agents that are wildly successful from the agents that are not. One is being coachable, right? Is if there are proven models out there about how to run and grow a business successfully, if you follow the models, you'll have the results. By the way, that's what Millionaire Real Estate Agent is, okay? So there's lots and lots of models and systems. If you do not follow those models, then it's kind of a bit of a crapshoot, okay? The second thing is resourcefulness, right? How resourceful are you? I watched it. I'm going to see if I can save this thing. I mentioned this earlier to Ebony, but you guys seen that video about that woman who I think is a single mother of 4. She left an abusive relationship and she built a house with her children from nothing by watching YouTube videos. Like poured the cement, laid the foundation, put up the walls, painted, bricked, roofed, the whole deal. Didn't know how to do any of that stuff and watched it all on YouTube and built a beautiful like 6-bedroom brick home with like 3-car garage. So
Good for her.
be resourceful, right? Ask Google if you got a question. Study. If you don't know where the listing scripts are, Google it. Put the question in the box. Okay, let's not let any more time elapse before you get the answers you need. It used to drive me crazy when somebody would be like, "Oh, I missed the listing presentation class. I guess I'll go to it in 2 months when you guys do it again." I'm like, "Well, what are you going to do over the next 2 months? You're just going to sit around and wait for it to show up on the schedule, or are you going to go hunt it down?" Right? So what's holding you back? Are you being held back by not knowing where to find something? Are you being held back because of a limiting belief that you have? Are you being held back by a partner or a friend? Right. The other day, Pat Mancuso talked about as he started to build his business and become very successful. He was I don't want to say it was obvious, but like he was, going on nice vacations and staying in nice hotels and had a nice car. And like, as he became very successful, it was more obvious that he was successful. And one of his friends is like, you don't have to spend that kind of money on vacations, and you don't have to go to those fancy hotels. You can just go to a cheaper hotel. And Pat was like, I don't really need this type of energy in my world, right? I earned this by helping a lot of people, and it's my money, and I'll spend it the way I want to spend it, right? I don't need your critiques, right? So he started spending less time with that person. See what I'm saying? So is there anyone holding you back? And I would just ask you to examine that, right? Are you eating bad? Are you drinking too much? Are you not exercising, right? What habits are not serving you right now? Okay. And the next question is, what are you going to do about it? Right? How are you going to stop those things? How are you going to shrink those things? Right? And what limiting beliefs are working to keep you where you are? Right? If you're not confident because you don't know what to say, is that the same thing you're going to say tomorrow? Or are you going to go download the scripts today and start practicing them? Right? Everything.
I know one thing that helped me was that move from E to P.
Oh man, that's a whole nother class. Yes, man. I love that. Tell me what E to P means to you.
Well, like in Keller Williams, and if you're new, like the second day, that you'll hear lots of things Keller Williams talk, quote unquote talk, and once I started really trying to focus on certain ideas, the 6 personal perspectives, moving from E to P is moving from entrepreneur to productivity. Is that right, Bill? Is that what it is?
Purposeful.
And so I'm very high on the entrepreneurial. Like I have the ideas and the excitement and all that kind of stuff. And I bet if I was tested, I'm a very big entrepreneur. But I've got to move to productivity, like to purpose and like get it done. Right. To purposeful and to make it happen instead of just think about it.
Right. And that comes from really the first step in that journey is a plan.
Absolutely.
Right? It's a game plan. It's execution. It's studying it every day. Right.
Accountability.
Like, a lot of people, they set goals on, January 2nd, which is a whole different issue. Right. But they set goals on January 2nd, and then they don't look at the damn sheet until next year. Right. Look at it every day. Gosh, it's your life. These are the things you said are important to you. What are we going to do about it? Let's take some action. Let's make some calls. Let's go out there and exercise. Let's go make things happen. We all know
don't
that.
Just talk about it. Mm-hmm.
Right. We feel that you need to have the confidence that somebody should be lucky to have you as their buyer's agent or their listing agent, because you're going to make sure they get the best package possible. And if you don't have that attitude, then you need to get smarter. Right? Get smarter about the contracts, get smarter about the market, get smarter about the scripts until you have that confidence. And then when you have something of value that you want to share and you just feel compelled to share it with more people, you're not interrupting them and trying to scam them or sell them something they don't want. You've got something that's going to change their life and help them build wealth. And if they blow you off on the phone, that's their problem. Just move on to the next guy. Don't let that ruin your day or your week or your career. Oh my gosh, this guy yelled at me. Real estate's not for me.
Guess what? You want to be a business owner? We all do the same thing. We find clients, we serve them, we communicate with them. Simple. That's all we do. We just get paid more than most of them. You want to be a lender? Same thing. Find clients, serve them, communicate with them. You want to be an insurance person? Same thing. Find clients, communicate with them, give them what they want, communicate with them. That's simple. Okay, guys, we are going to do a basic skills camp today at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And if you are about 4 units and higher annually, we're going to do an emerging mastermind combined with a growth mastermind, and that's going to be at 4 o'clock today. So from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock is basic skills camp, and from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock is mastermind for growth and emerging agents, okay? Don't forget we have our all group session tomorrow at 12. Tomorrow at 1, and we have our new agent PC orientation tomorrow at 4, okay? And then I am out Friday, but we have Robin Lemon doing a special guest appearance from 11 to 12 on Friday. If you have not updated your numbers, please do so immediately. And we're getting pretty close. I have a feeling that when we get the last couple of numbers in, we will elapse our listing appointment goal for the month and our listings taken goal for the month. So get them in if you could. We're running a little low on appointments, guys. So don't forget, we got to get our appointments up. Okay. Nothing happens without appointments. If you need anything, call me. Okay.
Hey, Bill, is there anything that we need to have to prepare for basic skills camp? Are you going over any particular contracts or anything today?
I'll be prepared to go over any contracts or anything you guys want. So why don't we say, Donna, why don't you start on the WhatsApp group topics that you want to cover, and then we'll get some ideas from the group, and then we'll kind of set an agenda. I'm happy to pick something, but I want it to be relevant for whoever's there. Okay.
Okay.
So if there's something in particular like the purchase and sale or whatever it is that you want to cover, just put it on there. That's what we'll cover.
Sounds good.
You guys we were talking about like making your to-do lists. I found this tablet. It's a spiral, and you open it up and it's just the lists. And so what I started doing is like adding a few things to it, and I can just flip the page, because I tend to go, do, and then feel like I'm not doing anything and not realize what I've done. And so this has helped me to, like, I've checked off all this stuff. I can go back and see like, oh, I did all those things. Now I'm here. Because
that's great. Yeah.
Because if I don't have this stuff, I used to just like write it on notes and papers and throw it away. And I decided I need that reminder of I have been doing things.
Yeah, I've got something like this where I'm housing a lot of that material too. Yeah. I tend to still, I have everything online, like appointments and stuff, but for like kind of my ideas and my to-dos, I kind of like it on paper.
They say that all the CEOs still have the paper note, with the date, and like that they handwrite. Like most CEOs, if you ask them, of these big, huge corporations, they have their handwritten notes always.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. I know Gary Keller definitely does. All right, guys. I'm going to head off to the leadership meeting. I'll see you at 12 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.